What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and I'm here with the Ferrari F40 in A-Class. This is a record breaker. It really upset the entire balance of A-Class for us as a crew. Nil built it. He was trying to do some funny things with the Ferrari. He ended up slotting it right into A-Class. It dominates. As a crew, we have set a whole slew of personal records. Like within an hour of this car being completed, a couple of our guys got in it and started driving, and just record-breaking lap times down the list on almost every A-Class track. It's that good. It launches incredible. For the manual players, this car is a slayer. Automatic drives just fine. I've got gameplay footage at the end. I run an automatic race and then 2 manual. This car does it however you play, it does it. This car dominates. It is the A-Class car to own right now, you guys. Doesn't matter what you currently have, this is the one you build. It turns, it accelerates, it's got all the pieces. The only thing it lacks is top speed, but it's so dominant everywhere else that it really doesn't become an issue. Let's dig right in. The engine in this build is the very first one, all the way to the left, the Iron Basic 308 brake horsepower, 3.6 liter V6. For the parts, you are running bronze sport induction. You are running Iron Basic ECU. You are running Iron Basic fuel system. You are running Silver Pro exhaust. You are running Sport Bronze Roots supercharger. You're running Sports Brawn nitrous. Elite Platinum road suspension. Silver Pro brakes. Elite Platinum grip tires, guys. It's a full grippy boy. We're all in on the tires and the suspension. It's amazing. It makes the car just Iron Basic clutch. 4-speed bronze sport transmission, 4 gears. That's why we're able to slot it down into the A. Car does really well. It says 152. It'll do 154, 155, which most of our A cars do 160 or maybe even a little better depending. Even on the tracks where it's a speed run, this is so good that we've been setting records with it. There are only 2 tracks in A-Class where we are actually not able to go faster than our previous cars with this. That's how dominant this car is, you guys. You don't need to do anything with the diff. It's already all the way gripped, so you can just leave it Iron Basic, save your money. The car's already 500 grand, so might as well save your money there. Nitrous grip, nitrous drift. If you're micro drifting, set your auxiliaries that way. If you're not, set it for maybe grip and near miss, or grip and will not draft. You'll be winning unless you're running against other people that are in this car. Handling, all the way to the left, full Beyonce, 100% grip. Car's great. It hooks up. It turns really well. I love this guy. I love this car. Steering sensitivity, 2 clicks to the right. Downforce, we're running the downforce all the way high on this build. It's the only way you can slot it into the A-Class. So you got to run it all the way high, you guys. Traction control is off. Drift entry, brake tap. If you're not micro drifting, turn that off. Just get away from the drift entry and just grip around, rip around, and just enjoy the car. I'm excited about this. I was not planning on bringing you this car until later in a few days because I had some other stuff lined up, but I messed up. I stream almost every night of the week. You guys know that. As a crew, we've been excited about this car. We put it together earlier today, and we were just driving it, having a great time. We were running it on stream, and somebody joined my lobby. They got their butt beat by it. They left my lobby, and then I got word that they were testing it and trying to come out with a build video because they're also a content creator. I do want to be very clear that it is not Magic IQ. Me and him are tight. Me and him are cool. It's not him that was doing this. It's not Trigger with the Gaming Militia or anybody like that. It's nobody I've ever mentioned on the channel, so you guys won't know who it is. And I'm not creating a witch hunt, but I do want to make it very clear that I had plans for this. I had plans for a separate style of build video that you guys were never going to see before, and now I have to do it with something else. It was going to be really spicy with this Ferrari and a couple other Ferraris that I had, but under the circumstances, you need to hear the content from the horse's mouth, from the people that are bringing it to you, from the people that worked hard on it. So Nil gets the shout out because he went and killed it. Hex went and proved it and set a bunch of records in it, and I'm building it and bringing it to you guys so the rest of the world can see that the Cornnut Crew is on fire with this stuff. Car rocks, you guys, and I'm happy to bring it to you. I'm fired up. It's awesome. It's late. I typically don't make build videos in the evening like this, but here we are. And I'm going to drop this as soon as I get done recording it, you guys. That's how awesome this is, and that's how fast I need to get it to you so nobody else takes it. It's hard work, and I'm not letting anybody else take it. Other than that, stay tuned for the gameplay footage. I am thankful for all of you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Alrighty, race 1, the Hustle A-Class. We're starting at the back. I joined somebody else's public lobby. I want you guys to see how this thing does as an automatic. So I get a perfect start. That is the only advantage I'm going to get in this car off the launch. Running auto. So just take a look, you guys. This is how the car does for majority of you guys that run automatics. It launches just fine. Is it as dominant as the guys in front of me? I'm not sure. They could have been running manual, but at the end of the day, it's very good. That McLaren F1 is a force to be reckoned with in A-Class. It is pretty good. Nil's got a couple of them. We might bring you those in the future, but we had to get this out. So the key there was I was drafting, building up as much boost as humanly possible so that way I could get up to my top speed. You'll see this car only does about 152, 153. But it gets there, and it stays there, and it's a very good handling machine. This is a speed race. If this car was going to take a loss, it would be on this track or one other A-Class track. You'll see that we get past there. That particular BMW's got a little more top end. So does that F1. Doesn't matter. We're getting back in the draft. We're using our yellow boost. We're going to save it for this left turn. And we're going to cut a nice straight line, use all of our boost, use all of the rest of our NOS, get right back up to speed. Now, we got up to speed a lot faster than our opponents. You will see we are actually still walking away from the McLaren F1. We've left the BMW way behind us. He's almost 380, 390 yards out. And so we're getting near misses. We're just trying to get our nitrous up as much as we can get it. There's only one more turn left in the race. It's down here. We're going to a tight turn to the left. This car hooks very well. It's very planted. We're going top speed. We turn in. We don't even need to use the brakes, and we don't even hit the wall. The F1 clips the wall back there, loses all of his speed. We use that momentum that we've carried. We're going to use all of our nitrous to speed up here after the future corner. We're in oncoming. We're building that nitrous up. We're trying to basically get as much resources as we can to use it for the left turn because that's where we're going to get the most speed. We use our boost there, cap a nice grip turn, use our boost again, get back up to speed. We get a little bit of a bobble here, slow down a little, but we're far enough ahead that it doesn't really matter. We use our nitrous to get back up to speed. We're just following the track at this point. We've got such a lead on our opponents that it really doesn't matter what we do because it's a straight shot to the finish. The car only does 152, but that doesn't matter. We're able to accelerate much harder than our opponents, and it does great. So that's what an automatic transmission will do on a speed run, which are the two. This car launches great as a manual, and a speed run would be its worst track. We had no problem winning that. Easy. 8-player lobby. Check out what it does as a manual. Alright. Manual racing now. The drop is a high-speed race as well. I'm bringing you these speed races because that's what everybody's going to be like, oh, that's where that car is not going to do good because it only does 152. Wrong. This car dominates. Let's go. We launch in third gear. We take off like a rocket ship. We're already going 100 miles an hour, and we're not even 4 seconds into the race. I drift a little there, get a little bit of a bobble. This is a grip car. Get your grip turns. I tried to micro drift. Really, I need to get away from that or get better at it, one of the two. But we get a good grip turn, and we're just accelerating. And we are leaving our opponents in the dust. This is A-Class. This is probably the most balanced and close class out of everything because either the cars do 130 and they're cheese or they're legit builds and, you know, they're all about the same except for this. This car really is truly awesome. We're in oncoming. We're just building up our nitrous, making a nice wide swooping turn there. It doesn't seem like we're going overly fast, but you'll see that all of our opponents are in very similar cars. Like, most of the cars are very similarly paced in the A class. For whatever reason, this thing just up and leaves everybody. And with the 4-speed, there's very little shifting involved, so you don't have to have a special clutch or a crazy skill to drive it as a manual player. You just kind of shift into 3rd gear and then into 4th gear and then call it. If there was a race we were going to lose on you guys, it's one of these. I mean, the drop, if you're in the Nissan Skyline GTR, the R34 does 170 on this track, easy. We're only able to do 152, 154 if we're going downhill. But we have no problem taking the win because we were so far ahead on the climb because this car is so good, you guys. I like it. Go drive it. Go win. You'll love it. All right, Windy City Sprint. Check this out. This is how hard this car launches in 3rd gear as a manual player. We have a player that is in a rental, and he does not get a good launch. Watch what happens. I don't mean to hit him, but the Lamborghini gets out of the way, and we get a takedown immediately. He didn't launch, and we launched so hard that we got a takedown, launching from the back row. That's how hard this thing goes, man. It's so awesome. So now we're playing catch-up, trying to catch up to Real Talk over there in the Mercy. That car's really good at A-Class. That Mercy does very well. It's a driver issue because he hit that car, but no, nonetheless, we're setting up our line. I show you the 3 sprint races because if there was going to be any naysayers about this car, they would say that it loses on any of the sprint tracks. And so I'm bringing you the high-speed tracks so you can see that this doesn't have any problems. It's because of how hard it launches. This car gets up to speed incredibly fast. It's very impressive, and it's a pleasure to drive. It's one of the few cars that you can hit that at top speed and not hit the brakes and make the whole corner. And we're right back up to almost top speed. They're barely on our mini-map, you guys. We're 500 yards ahead of everybody that's in the race. As a crew, we're setting lap times, and we're loving this car. I encourage you guys to pick it up and drive it. It is worth every dollar. Every dollar. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. I could really use your support. We're growing the YouTube channel, and it's with your guys' help, so thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.